So the first thing you're going to see when you open Revit 2024 is a screen like this. You'll see that it's split sort of not in the middle but into two sections. The first section is on the left, which has different options to open, families and open models, and then there'll be a big section on the right which has models and families, and you'll see there's different sort of not templates, but models which they've given you. So if you're an architect, they've given you sample architectural projects. If you're an engineer, if you're a civil engineer, they've given you structural, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, hydraulics engineers. They all have different sample projects you can open and have a look at, right? As soon as you start creating your own projects and opening them and using the projects in your own company, in your own firm, they're going to start populating over here. So instead of these sample projects, you'll see your own projects take place, right? There's also going to be families. So families are pretty much like small blocks that you can import into your models. So they're most likely going to be tables, chairs, doors, windows, things like that, things which are duplicating and sort of can be used for all different projects. You can drag and drop them into your models and you can use them over and over again, right? So they're just like the building blocks which build up the model. Think of it as small Lego pieces which will come together in the model to form the actual model. So in terms of what we see on the side here, there's two options. You can open a model or we can open a family, right? You can also create a new model or create a new family. If we use this open button, it'll take you to your Windows Explorer and you can select where you saved an existing project. You can do the same thing with your families, right? If you want to create a new project, you can create new here and it'll ask you for the type of template. So if you're an engineer, you can use a mechanical or a structural template. If you're an architect, you can use your architectural template, right? So apart from that, you might see, I might have this option that you don't have called Autodesk Docs. And what this is if you're sharing with the cloud and you're using sort of a collaboration software where all other architects and engineers and services are using everything together, you can actually link all collaborate in one. So as you all collaborate in one, you can save it in like a central server and you can open the model from that server. So that's when you would start needing to use Autodesk Docs, but we can sort of ignore that for now. But you have the general idea of what it would be like when you're going to use this in the industry, right? The only thing that we can do from here is if we click this home button, what it'll do is it'll take you sort of to like the Revit user interface. It might be confusing, but the only reason that you would need to use this, right, is if you don't want to open a new project, you don't want to create a new project, but you want to convert a different type of file. So what I mean by that is sometimes architects will give you files called IFC files. They might be created in a different program and converted to an IFC file. We can actually convert them back into Revit. So if I go to File and I go Open, I can open an IFC file, right? And that's the only time that I would actually need to use this instead of actually creating a new project or opening an existing project, right? So if we click this home button again, we go back to here and we can open whatever project we want again. So this is sort of the basic understanding of what it's like on the Revit 2024 user interface. In the next video, I'll go into sort of the tabs that we have over here and start explaining how to actually use Revit.